Welcome back. I'm Christeena.
I'm Jessica.
And you're watching Game of Tomes. So we did a review and now we are doing a discussion for The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. Spoilers galore.
Now we're going to talk about it because there's a lot to talk about.
Yes, there is.
Okay.
So, what were your overall feelings?
Dude, I love this book so much.
Did you?
Yes, I did.
Good.
Like, I loved it. Even from the beginning.
Yeah.
Because it was so, like, luscious of a world.
It really, really was. I think that was my favorite part about this book.
She really puts you there.
Yeah.
And, like, I will liken it to Hogwarts and how that place feels so real in our minds.
Yeah.
So does the Night Circus.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not as much because we had a whole bunch of time within. You know.
Well, and Harry Potter has like 7 books.
But okay.
But in one book, okay, scratch all of that.
It's a luscious world we want to visit.
Yes, sounds beautiful. So let's dive right into it.
Okay, so you meet Celia. Her mom has committed suicide, and her dad's a rude guy.
He's very mean.
He finds that she has a knack for magic.
Yeah.
Like, he has.
It's like Harry Potter when he loses control and Aunt Marge's glass.
Exactly.
Yeah, only she puts...
And I thought of that,
She
too.
puts the stuff back together, though.
We're just going to find, like...
Harry Potter.
That's our discussion videos.
Yeah, we're just linking everything to Harry Potter, so...
And then we meet Alexander.
Yeah.
He puts the ring on her.
Burns and leaves a scar.
Yeah, that's sad.
Yeah.
And then her father basically gives her away, saying, yeah, you know, it's okay if I lose her.
Yeah. Because Alexander kept saying, like,
knowing that she will die,
that you want to bet,
yes,
like, your daughter? Which you didn't know at the time that she was going to die. You just figured... I read it thinking that it was, like, Alexander would get her if she lost. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I do.
Just to, like, raise her and do whatever, you know.
Mm-hmm. But it doesn't turn out that they don't do this competition until they're adults.
Yeah. Which is a good point. They're so different in the training that...
Yeah.
And
so
Marco points it out, too, in the book.
He's saying it's like pitting 2 schools of thought against each other and seeing who will come out on top.
Because, of course, you have Marco, who just was forced to read everything, and then you have Celia, who was just hands-on, having to learn everything. Mm-hmm. So it was cool. I thought it was cool to see.
So let's get to the adoption, when Alexander adopts Marco, and I thought, like, he was testing the boys to see if they had magic.
That's what I thought.
Mm-hmm. But no, it turns out that anyone can do magic if you're open-minded enough, if you study hard enough.
Which gives us all hope.
I love that magic system, and I've never encountered that before.
They're little kids, and then Marco's reading a lot, and then they're getting a little older, and Celia's watching her father perform. She grows up in theaters.
Yes. And
then finally Alexander comes to Marco and says, hey, I got you a job. And he won't elaborate. Only thing is that it will give him a better edge for when the competition arises, but he won't elaborate any further than that.
Right.
And then come to find out that Celia tries out for it, and Marco immediately knows that's her.
I love that scene when they're waiting to audition, and it's all men, and she's the one woman there, and she doesn't have, like, any bag of tricks or anything with her, and they're just like everyone's like looking over at her.
Because even when she walked in, Transgress was like, what the heck, you know?
Yeah.
Like, don't waste my time.
Mm-hmm.
But
Madame Padva?
Yeah.
Is that her name, Padva?
Yes. She was like, hey now.
Yeah, like, let her try.
Give the girl a shot.
Yeah,
and
I love her.
Yeah. It was
with
really
fancy
cool.
Dresses.
And at first, when it talked about him, like, shaking and, like, you know, I was like, what the heck is up with him? And then I realized after, you know, the next chapter, it was like, oh, that's her. And I was like, oh, okay. I was just like, you got, like, a crush on her or something? Like, you think she's hot? Like, what are you shaking for? I just thought he was, like, super in love, like, love at first sight. I was like, oh, here's a romance, okay.
Yeah, no.
But, never mind.
Right.
That was...
Speaking of love, he meets Isabel.
When we first met her, he said his name first. And it was always like, Alexander was like, make up a name for yourself, whatever, I don't care what it is. And then he said his name first, and then she was like, Isabel. So I was like, oh, it's Celia, and she just, like, changed her name, you know? I was like, finally, they're, like, going to meet each other, and then they're going to love each other, and then find out that they're competitors, and it didn't happen that way. So I was kind of surprised that, like, they were introducing like another character,
another
love interest, because you don't normally see that. I mean, in my opinion, like right off the bat, you don't see them finding someone else before
they meet who
they're supposed to be.
And I thought that was really realistic.
I did too, and I liked it. I liked it a lot.
And they were young. Like, the book spans over a long period of time.
Yeah.
And so it's okay to, meet someone before you meet who you're gonna
end up with or who you're meant to be with. And then she left for the circus anyway. And was like, I'll go keep an eye on her.
Yeah, and I feel like that's part of why.
And the distance of it.
Yeah. But also, he never felt He never
said it either.
He never said he loved her, and I don't think he. And maybe he did love her, but not the way that he loved Celia.
I think he loved the idea of being someone and not being alone.
Sure,
absolutely. But I think at the time, he thought that he could love her.
Yeah.
And was like, yeah, I like her.
Right.
Like, I think I can do this.
I love that scene where they kissed in the snow, in the forest.
Celia and Marco?
Isabel.
What? Oh, when he was like, oh, trust me.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he takes her into, like, a courtyard.
Yeah. I like that a lot. Hint, hint, guys.
So, Marco gets in with Chandrash.
He's pretty much the one who invented the idea of the circus.
He did. Yeah. Do you think he invented the idea in his mind, or Hector?
Hector. Because, okay, see, this was a thing, and please let us know, because we really want to hear other people's opinions on this. It did state that Hector and Chandrash were friends. I mean, probably not, like, super close friends, but that they were friends and acquaintances. And Hector is the one who said, I know the venue, I know this guy who, likes to do stuff. So, we were kind of wondering if it was completely Chandrash's idea, or if Hector had a little bit of influence.
I'm sure he had a knack for starting up ventures and things.
Yeah.
But maybe, or maybe not, the circus was his idea, or it came from other sources, like magical sources.
Yeah. Hector. So, that's what we were kind of wondering on other people's opinions, if...
Sure.
And
the dinner parties, oh my gosh, I loved...
They were I think my favorite one was the one where they did, Celia was there, and they did everything in black, but then when you cut it open, it was, like, colorful and flavorful, and I was like, oh, wouldn't that be so cool? Just, like, everything in black and white, and then as soon as you, like, cut open a pie or something, and the feelings is just boom.
These dinner parties, they become meetings for circus building.
After they have dinner, they go and have their cocktails and discuss tents and doing the circus.
Speaking of tents,
so
what's your favorite tent?
Leading us to, I kind of have a hard time deciding between the wishing tree or the cloud jungle gym maze thing.
I really like the pool of tears.
Yeah.
The idea of, like, thinking about all your hardships and the things that you worry about, and just, like, letting that go.
Yeah.
And being lighter and freer to move forward in your life.
Yeah.
I think that's beautiful. I mean, of course I'd love to go see Celia perform.
Yeah.
And the Kitty Cat Show.
I would pretty much like all the tents, basically.
Yeah.
Somebody do this quickly.
Make this real. I really love Puppet and Widget and their Kitty Cat Show.
Yeah, they're so cute, which I thought was very interesting, the way that Marco lit the bonfire and decided, well, if I can't be here, I'm going to make ties to everyone.
Yeah.
And then Puppet and Widget are born.
Oh, yeah.
And, then you find out their special abilities and their ties to the circus, which is, probably due to Marco.
Yeah.
And it was, I really liked them so much in the storyline of it.
And Bailey's storyline along with him.
Yeah, his was really good too.
That was so enjoyable. I also love the clock.
The clock sounded so gorgeous.
Herr Thiessen, who made the clock, turns out to be involved.
He's basically the founder of
the Rivers.
Yeah.
Rivers. I can't say it. I know some people shipped Herr Thiessen and Celia.
Yeah.
Did you?
A little bit. A little bit. Like, I could see it, and I could kind of want it.
Yeah.
But,
seemed to be so much older. In my mind.
Did.
I mean, that's fine. I mean, it's not unheard of, especially
Right.
in those days, for like an older man to be with.
Right. Well, and that was me. It's like, I kind of felt like that they really enjoyed each other, and they really did like each other. I didn't get invested in it.
Either way, it's a beautiful friendship.
Yeah, it was, absolutely. And that's how, basically, he found out everything about the circus and was let into the circus, and he became a really big part of it.
He did. He was invited to the party, the colorful party. I love that party.
Yeah, and I think that's such a cool idea where everything is all black and white, but backstage it's just wild.
Yeah.
You know, like full of color and just like
and
so much.
I mean, they need that.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
If you're going to be like in a black and white world all the time.
Together. But
Celia's dress at that party
was gorgeous, where it changed. The one that changed.
Every time she was next to someone, it like complimented what they were wearing.
Yeah, I loved that. And see, that's one thing that I did really like about Erin is that he never asked questions to Celia. You know, he didn't question like whether what she did was real or not. And I think she brought it up. She was like, "You've never questioned."
He's like, I just like being the spectator.
Yeah, I have a lot of respect for him because he was just like, I'm here for the ride and just to like enjoy it and see it, and he was just content to let it be what it was.
His death was really sad.
Oh gosh,
for me.
It was so sad.
It was, and poor Isabel, she was just heartbroken. You know?
Yeah. Real quick before we get into that, Tara's death was a surprise for me as well.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because I didn't expect it at all.
I think when that happened, it's like, oh dang, this is serious.
Yeah, like it's not just like, you think like Marco and Celia took it a lot more seriously because they were like,
it's not just them anymore.
I mean, that was the moment they realized that like they're affecting everybody in the circus. Like it's not just about them.
Right.
And so many people.
When Isabel rips up her charm, the hat and the card or whatever it was, Herr Thiessen dies, and then the whole circus is like kind of
falling apart.
It's off balance, just a little.
Yeah.
No, the spectators and the guests don't notice, but they do.
Yeah.
And something's going on, something's not right. And so you see how intertwined the circus is with this competition, and how dire the stakes are when it's concluded.
I was pretty shocked that Isabel kind of did play that role in it too, because
it shocked her. She didn't know.
Yeah, she was like, "What? I'm important."
Yeah.
I think she tried to do the right thing by remember, and we were talking about her taking Marco.
Oh.
And some people felt that we were really confused of why she did that, and then other people felt that she was trying to undo what she had did and was trying to,
or wrap it up, like make a conclusion.
I was really confused why she did it, and I didn't read it as like she was trying to do the right thing and that he was needed there. I thought she was like kind of with Tsukiko, because Tsukiko and her were really good friends, and Tsukiko had told Celia, if you don't wrap it up, I will.
At first I thought she killed him. Did you think that?
No.
Okay, I was like, what did you do to him? And then I realized that she just transported him.
Yeah. So then here comes Celia, and she basically does what her dad attempted to do, but didn't quite succeed at.
Right.
So now they can't touch or influence anything, and the circus is basically like, Tsukiko froze it to save time.
Yeah.
And they're struggling to figure out, what are we going to do now? So, here comes Bailey.
Bailey, I freaked out when Bailey missed.
I did too.
The train.
I did too.
And then
I was super concerned.
And then those sweet Rivers,
they were
helped
so
him out.
nice.
I'm not a Rivere, really, Bailey says. He is still not entirely sure he grasps the meaning of the term. Elizabeth looks over at him. She leans forward in a conspiratorial manner. Do you adore Les Cirques de Rêve? She asks him. Yes, he says without hesitation. More than anything in the world, she asks. Yes, Bailey says. He could not keep himself from smiling despite her serious tone and the nerves that are still keeping his heart from beating at a steady rate. Then you're a Revere, Elizabeth pronounces, no matter what you wear.
I loved that, because if you really believe in something, like, you don't have to dress a certain way to be a part of anything.
Yeah.
You don't have to do dress or look or act any way to say that you're a true lover of anything. Like, if you believe it in your heart and you feel it, then you are. Like, who cares? I couldn't help it, but I've seen Moulin so much, and all I kept seeing him was, like, him on the ladder, like, I can't do this. I'm not a true bohemian. Do you believe in truth? Yeah. Freedom? Yes. Love. Love.
I believe in love above all things.
Love lifts us up where we belong. Which actually, leads us into your favorite quote.
Oh, I love it.
So, Bailey has come, and Tsukiko is like, hey, so Marco is leading him to Celia, and so they basically tell him, take over the circus. And so Bailey says,
I'm not special, Bailey says. Not the way they are, he's talking about the twins. I'm not anyone important. I know, Celia says. You're not destined or chosen. I wish I could tell you that you were, if that would make it easier, but it's not true. You're in the right place at the right time, and you care enough to do what needs to be done. And sometimes that's enough.
You don't have to be magical or special. Sometimes caring enough and being in the right place is enough.
And seizing the moment.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to... You're right. You don't have to be the chosen one. You don't have to be Harry Potter.
Yeah. I mean, look at Neville. It was between them, and look at Neville.
Yeah.
Dang it, Harry Potter! I didn't even realize what I was doing. But I'm serious, though. Neville stepped up.
Yeah.
And because he was almost a chosen one, but he wasn't. And he was this nervous, geeky little kid.
But he cared enough.
And he grew up really cute, too.
Ooh,
yeah,
dang.
he did. Sometimes that's all it takes. You don't have to be super good at reading to be a reader. You don't have to be, anything. You can just...
Seize the moment.
Being yourself and caring enough is enough.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Cool.
Love this book.
All right. Oh, I loved when he was lighting the bonfire.
That gave me chills.
Me too. I teared up a little.
It was giving me chills. When he was relighting it, I honestly thought Tsukiko was going to try and sabotage him. I don't know why, because she's not even been like an evil character in this book or anything. But for some reason, I was really nervous that she was like just going to not allow him to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But that's one thing that he said was that, like, even though she acted like she didn't care, he got the feeling that, like, she really did.
Yeah.
But
she knew that he needed to do it on his own.
Yeah, and then, like, the story of her and her competition, and that she was also in love with her competitor, broke my heart.
Yeah. And that would be a great story. I think you said that. Did you say that?
Yeah. Like, if Erin, please come out with Tsukiko's story.
She won't, though. Because she's writing another book. Did you know that?
No.
She is. I have no idea what it's about.
I would love to read Tsukiko's story, though. Because it takes place, in, I forget where she said it was, but over in Asia somewhere.
Yeah.
And, it's another female that she falls in love with. Yeah, hers didn't end well. And I kind of would like to hear that story, like that side of it, of like, Ramona died, and that was somebody that she was in love with, and the lighter, it was just like, which I thought was really cool, because they didn't say it, but it was a gift from her competitor, and then I thought it was so cool that, so basically kind of like Tsukiko and her competitor had a hand in helping.
Aww.
You know what I mean?
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
And then he's trying so hard to light the fire, and he's just wants it to happen so badly, and he feels hands on his shoulders.
Yeah. That was another one of my favorite quotes, when he was like, I need this, I need this.
Passage.
And he was talking about, I need this for Marco, I need it for Poppet and Widget, I need it for Celia, I need it for Tsukiko, I need it for all the people in the circus.
A clockmaker I haven't even met.
Yeah, I'm getting chills just talking about it.
You are,
yeah, I'm serious. I really have chills.
You just see all these people and everything that they've done, it's like when...
I can picture him, their faces flashing in his head as he's wishing with all his might, I know I'm not the chosen one, but if I want this enough, I can do it.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's kind of like when you hear, when someone dies and you hear that your whole life flashes before your eyes.
Yeah.
It's very much like that moment.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I want to reread it so bad already.
I do too. And then everything belongs to him, and Celia and Marco can be together.
They can, and be with the circus.
And then you find out that Widget's been telling this story the whole time.
Yeah, but another one of my favorite quotes, because he was like, I just tell stories. And Alexander was like, stories have power.
He said that Poppet she can see the future, but you can change the future with your
Yes,
story.
exactly. And that's what I was like.
I know.
But that's because we're reading a book. You know?
Yeah, I was like, Erin, you're changing the future with your story.
Yeah, it was so beautiful. And that's another part that I really loved, because he was like, kind of like what Bailey said, is that I'm not special, I can just tell stories. And then he was like, no, there's so much power in stories, you know?
So what's next? Oh, so
you find out the circus is still operating.
It's still going?
Yeah.
Bailey has an email address.
Which is cray-cray.
I think Morgenstern should start up that email address and start responding to people. Wouldn't that be so cool?
That would be so
As Bailey?
cool. Let us know your opinions on it, because we're not opposed to people who don't agree with us. I think that's the beauty of BookTube and the beauty of talking about books. So let us know your opinions and your takes on it, and what your favorite tint is, and if you are excited that it might become a movie. So let us know what you think.
Okay. Thanks for watching.
Bye. Dick.
Thank you.
We can say that, right?
My grandma watches this.
Cut that part out. Sorry, Grandma. Sweet Caroline. The time's never been.
We're idiots.
So, anyway.
Oh my God.
The Night Circus.